There is a very specific kind of frustration that hurts more than the argument itself. It's the moment when you are trying to speak and your voice betrays you. You're not sad, you're not asking for comfort, and you're not trying to play the victim. You're angry because something feels unfair, dismissive, or deeply disrespectful. Your thoughts are sharp in your head and you know exactly what point you want to make. But the second you open your mouth, your throat tightens and your chest feels heavy. Your eyes start burning, and no matter how hard you try to hold it back, tears begin forming. Now the conversation is no longer about what hurt you, it's about your reaction. The other person looks at you differently. Maybe they soften, maybe they get uncomfortable. Sometimes they say something careless like, "Why are you crying?" As if that question fixes anything. And inside, you feel anger and shame at the same time. You're angry because you still haven't been heard. You're ashamed because you didn't want to look emotional. Later, when you replay it in your head, the part that hurts the most isn't even what they said. It's the way you see yourself in that moment. You wish you had looked composed and confident. You wish your voice had stayed steady instead of shaking. You wish you had seemed stronger. And that's when the painful thought creeps in. Why can't I handle conflict like other people? Let's slow this down and look at it honestly. When you cry during anger, it's rarely because you are fragile. It's usually because you are intensely invested. You don't argue casually, and you don't fight just to win. When you speak up, it's because something genuinely matters to you. Your boundaries, your dignity, your feelings. That level of emotional involvement creates intensity inside you. Some people detach easily and stay cool because they are not emotionally exposed. But when you argue, you are exposed because you care about the outcome. You care about being understood, and you care about not being dismissed. And caring deeply makes you vulnerable. When anger rises inside you, it isn't just one emotion. It carries frustration, disappointment, and the fear of not being valued. Those layers stack quickly on top of each other. If you've been holding things in for a long time, that stack was already heavy. So when one more thing gets added, the system overflows. Tears are often the overflow of emotions that were contained for too long. It's not that you cannot handle conflict, it's that your emotional system processes conflict at full volume. Psychologically, crying during anger is often connected to control. You want to express yourself clearly and remain logical. You want to prove your point without losing composure. But at the same time, your nervous system is activated. Conflict can feel socially threatening because there is a risk of rejection or disconnection. Your brain does not like that risk. So, two forces begin pulling inside you at the same time. One part of you wants to stand your ground. Another part wants to protect you from escalation. When those two forces collide, your body reacts. Crying becomes a release valve that lowers the intensity. It slows the conversation and shifts the emotional temperature in the room. This is not manipulation, it is instinct. Especially if you grew up in an environment where anger led to negative consequences. Your system may have learned that pure anger is unsafe. So instead of expressing anger directly, your body blends it with vulnerability. That blend looks like tears. It does not mean you are incapable. It means your system learned to prioritize emotional survival. The goal is not to stop feeling. The goal is to understand what your tears are trying to communicate. First, stop labeling yourself as too emotional. That label creates more damage than the tears ever could. You are not too emotional. You are emotionally responsive. Second, notice when frustration begins to build, instead of waiting for it to explode. Most angry crying happens when small irritations were ignored for too long. If you express discomfort earlier, the pressure will not reach the same intensity. Third, if tears begin during a conversation, do not panic. Panic makes the reaction stronger. Instead, Ground yourself and speak clearly. You can calmly say, "I'm frustrated because this matters to me." Or say, "I need a second, but I'm not done talking." That statement shifts the power back to you. Strength is not the absence of tears. Strength is staying present even when they appear. You are not weak because your eyes water when you are overwhelmed. You are human and emotionally alive, and you care enough to feel deeply. Over time, as you stop fighting your emotions and start understanding them, the tears soften on their own. Not because you hardened yourself, but because you removed the shame. And once shame is gone, what remains is someone who feels deeply and speaks honestly. Someone who no longer confuses sensitivity with weakness. So the next time your eyes fill with tears during an argument, don't rush to judge yourself. Don't tell yourself you're weak, broken, or too much. What you're experiencing isn't failure. It's a nervous system responding to intensity. You didn't cry because you lost control. You cried because you cared enough to feel. And that depth, that sensitivity, is not something to erase. It's something to understand and handle with kindness. So give yourself permission to feel, without apologizing for it. Because people who feel deeply aren't weak, they're awake. And learning to stand in their emotions, without drowning in them, is real strength. If this felt familiar, you're not alone. And if you want to understand your mind better, stay here. Because this space is for minds that feel too much, think too deeply, and are learning how to breathe through it all.